Okay, we're gonna finally get round to doing another wee update what's in our workshop video on what we've been up to. Sorry it's been a while. We've all been busy saving the world from our couches. So here we have a 911, which is pretty much just on hold from the client, just due to what's going on, which is totally understandable. So yeah, great wee car. Yeah, that, you know, if anyone's driven a 911, they totally get it. So it's a good car to own in your stable if you ever get the chance. Appreciating value, frustratingly enough for some people. All right if you own one, but yeah, getting a bit out of the reach of some people, which is a bit frustrating because they are a fantastic car, just epic car to drive, own, and if you don't quite understand them, you probably haven't driven one, is generally how we go with those. So yeah, good wee car, but we'll probably hopefully get onto that one later in the year. Here we have a car that's just arrived back from the painters. Zoom out a little bit. Yeah, it's something that we've now got from the painters. It's had pretty sort of big restoration, and now they've asked us to assemble it all up. So it's sort of, strangely, would you believe it, based on about a 57 pickup, but then they've gone ahead under their own choices, gone and done things like later indicators and removed the semaphores. It's, I guess, their choices, or I also think a little bit just not knowing, because they're not Volkswagen people. It's for a local winery, and they're going to use it as sort of like a bit of display and just sort of offer their wares from the back of it. So kind of cool wee project from that point of view. Good to see them out and about. Good to see some other people using them for promotional vehicles, and so on. So yeah, it's all a bit bubble wrapped, so we unfortunately can't quite see it, but you can see the sort of really fine detail that they've gone to restoring that. It's also got a set of our disc brakes on it. They wanted some safety because they just got a lot of staff, and they just want the brakes to be sort of consistent and sort of a known quantity. It's got Beetle rims on it just because that's the ones that fit the disc brakes, but also it's just a nice clean way of putting some fresh wheels on it. Let's just go around there. So yeah, we've just been slowly assembling that. We've put the steering in it, put the brakes in it, and just starting to build up the doors and so on, and just go through what's there. So that's a cool wee project. This one's all done. So a lot of you guys out there might probably know this one. It's normally seen in Wellington, and the client very kindly sends his vehicles down to us for the bigger jobs, and this is his last one he's done for us. So we're just waiting for transport to sort of start really operating again, and that will go back to Wellington and get back in the hands of its owner, which I'm sure he's hanging out for. We've just put the rear Hurst bumpers on that he's had in storage for a while. Had to basically make them fit. Unfortunately, the fitment of them wasn't so great from the supplier, but we managed to get that all done. And also some little upgrades to the engine bay with the 356 style oil filter, twin carbs, and the vintage speed air cleaners are the major sort of updates there, along with that vintage speed linkage. So there's a bit going on in there, but trying to make it look quite period, and some really good choices by the owner there, sort of getting that sort of period sort of look of sort of speed period, I guess you call it. So yeah, nice and clean engine bay. Good bust, this one. Calm gear, we sort of said in our last wee video, it's basically been a victim of the lockdown, waiting for the certifier to come and see it. We've done all the work that needs to do. It just needs to be sort of driven and ticked off, so it's under wraps at the moment. You're probably wondering why everything's tucked away a bit weirdly at the moment. It's because we've been doing some quite major work on this Kombi over here, another Wellington one actually. And we've had to sort of shield off everything because we've been cutting the rear suspension out to put in some IRS rear suspension, which requires the, I'll get over here, requires the arms across here to be cut out and replaced with these IRS style ones, and then all this put in. So we're just at the stage of mocking it all up and getting it measured and making sure that we can weld things in place permanently and get the geometry all correct. It's very very critical, and then we'll get this inspected so the certifier can just log it with his photos, and when we come around to certify it, it's pretty straightforward. So we're kind of at that stage, done all the clearancing and stuff like that. We may need to do some boxing in here to get that sorted, and yeah, basically just sort of got it all mocked up, measurements, getting the axles sorted, and then we'll take it all out again, get things powder coated, the bearings replaced, the brakes built up, and the all the steel work sealed and stuff like that, so it won't show any rust later, and just getting it all good and getting the sort of heater cables back on and so on. So yeah, that's that. Probably showing you the front of it. Got that probably a bit of height, but there's the disc brake kit and their beam and so on. So yeah, once that's all down on its feet, we'll obviously have the engine back in it, which we've done some work on just due to the engine being assembled incorrectly. We'll get that sorted, get back on its feet, and then we can finish off the interior once we can get better access to it, because obviously you can't open the side doors while it's on the hoist. So yeah, we'll get all that done. So that's pretty much where we're at with what's going on. We've managed, I think since the last one, we got this Kombi. It's been with us for some time, lovely owners. We've put the engine in and had it running. We've actually driven it for the first time, so that's a great success, and that one's coming together nicely. Be good to get this one on the road and back to the owners. They're in no hurry, so it allows us to do the right sort of job on it, and we're really enjoying it and enjoying working with them on that one. So that's a great bit of history of this bus. There we go. And yeah, just got one other thing. You don't want to see me walking around the workshop, so I'll just stop the camera. Yep, so this is something else we've been working on, and we're just about to finish up, is a freshen up of a Kombi beam in stock form for, I think it's a 63 Westphalia style Kombi. So we're just building this up. So what we've done there is we've redone the spindles. The brakes have all been redone, so we've had the drums machine, the shoes relined, new wheel bearings, new wheel cylinders and so on, and then new hoses. We've also powder coated the arms, had the beam sandblasted and painted, and this beam was unfortunately quite worn, so we've actually made some new bushes for in here and pressed those all in and got those machined and everything suited well in the beam, so the arms don't move around anymore like when they get quite worn. They get a bit of a movement up and down. So that's all freshened up. Obviously gone through with a new swing lever kit in here. So that gives a nice sort of precise steering, not that sort of vagueness that a lot of Kombis are got traits of. And gone through it. So what we're left to do on that is fit some shocks, fit the tie rods, and then it can go, unfortunately, well not unfortunately, but we're a little bit ahead of schedule on that one. It will just go into storage. He's just still waiting for the van to be painted, but he's got that ticked off. We've got the engine sorted for him, so he can just bolt it in when he needs it, and he knows it's all going to be fresh and good. It's actually the second one we've done for him. We did the other one for his early late 50s pickup as well. So yeah, it's good jobs to do, good fun and good clients, so it's all good all around. So yeah, that's what we've been up to. Obviously we've all been on a little hiatus, and we took advantage of that to spend some time at home doing home stuff. but now we're sort of back into the swing of it. So yeah, we'll give you another update when we had a bit of turnover and work and some more things to talk about. So if there's anything else you'd like to ask questions about, just ask in the comments or flick us an email or a phone call. Always happy to talk. Cheers. Bye.